Paying the Patoot here. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a short video on completing 2 of the Jaeger tasks. I'm going to be doing Tarkov Shooter Part 1, which is eliminate SCAVs from over 40 meters away using a bolt action with iron sights. And 2, which is shoot any target in the legs from over 40 meters using bolt action. Shoot any target in the head from over 40 meters away using bolt action. Now you see that I've got both of those tasks complete, but I have a short video on how to complete them. I don't have all the gameplay. I don't actually have the headshots, but I'll show you some gameplay with it. So in order to complete the task, you need, there's a couple things you're going to need. One is a bolt action, of course. So Jaeger sells this single shot gun. You could use that, or this is probably a better choice, the VPO 215 using .366. Better choice. It's got a box magazine of 4 rounds, which makes it a little bit superior in that you can shoot 4 rounds before you have to reload. He sells the rounds, and then you can actually buy the bullets from him. So the .366 Eco and the FMJ, you can get some of those if you're desperate. You could also get the Gexa, but I think the Eco is the best choice, followed by the FMJ. Simply, you can see the price. I don't know if that's equivalent, but that's the best. I don't think yet there's an AP round for that gun, but it's not available yet. You might be able to get it off the flea. Somehow I doubt it. So that's your choice, probably the choice number 1. You can use the M700 as well. It doesn't have much in the way of a iron sight on it, so I wouldn't really suggest it. And then your other option is this, the SV98. Again, it does have an iron sight. You could use it, but it's kind of a little expensive to use it. Much cheaper to use the Mosin, so I basically just use the infantry carbine, and then he will sell FMJ rounds for it, 7.62 by 54. It's not the best round. Actually, to do the task, it's better to get better rounds to try to do it, because you'll knock somebody down if you have to fight them a lot quicker. So I'm just looking here for, okay, 54. So BT, it's locked. It's a far better round to use if you could get it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look to be available. HP BT, not bad. LPS is decent. But what you really, even the T46 is not bad. What you really would like to get is SMB, but of course you can't buy that off the flea. You can only make it, but you might come across some scattered around the map. But anyways, I do the Mosin, so just cheap and cheerful. And then the other part you're going to need, or should take in with you, or at least I needed it, was this Vortex Ranger rangefinder. So then in your character, I put it in one of the special slots and then mapped it to 0. And what that is for is so that you can accurately gauge ranges. Part of the problem I have completing these tasks is what's 40 meters. I get all kinds of kills under 40 meters or just around 40 meters. So there's a little bit in the video. I'll show you what I do, but basically I go in and figure out where I'm going to be, and then mark some distances to various objects, so that I know if a scav walks by there, I can shoot him and get the 40 meters. Now, normally I do this task on Shoreline, but because they changed the map and I want to get familiar with Shoreline a bit better before I start doing lots of runs, on shoreline, but there is the pumping station that is halfway between the admin building and the gas station down on the waterfront. Usually there's at least one sniper up there, sometimes two. That's really a good place to go because you're shooting up at them, so you can get leg shots and headshots. And then of course there's the rock near the bridge across the river on the opposite side of the admin building from the lake. You can get up to two of them spawning there, and again, it's a very good opportunity. But I was on interchange, so this is going to be how I did it on interchange. You can do it on interchange as long as you get the 40 meters. There's lots of places on the road in front of the mall where the one tanker you have to mark is, and all the tents. There's lots of scavs there. Power station, of course, you can get kills there, and the ramp up near the Emicon exit to Ollie, you can get kills there. But I've had decent luck over time just being down in the parking garage under Idea. I can map out a space, like I said, to be 40 meters, and you'll get scavs bumbling around in here that you can usually shoot. So anyways, let's start off here. I'm under Idea now. I've come in, spawned in, and run into the underground parking. And we'll go. So when I'm coming in, often I usually take the Mosin as a secondary, and then I take some other gun as a primary, just to protect myself. I'm not very good using a bolt. Anyways, I'm not very good using the bolty, so I want to have another gun. So here's the rangefinder, and I'm mapping out distances. So I'm trying to determine what would be 40 meters to get my kills. So this, if I can shoot one of them out there, it's at 100. The truck itself is just 36 meters there. You can kind of hear me blabbing in the background from the original play. But so if a scav come walking past the truck, I could shoot him with the Mosin and get my 40 meters. But that's what I do with the rangefinder. I try to figure out some areas. I'm going to move up here to this truck, looking for scavs up there where that van is and stuff like that. So again, at this point, I'm not that sure what a 40 meter shot would be. So again, I'm going to move around this truck here and pull out the rangefinder and mark a couple of distances. So for example, that bus that you can see ahead, it is 56 meters away. So if a scav was up at that bus, I could shoot him with the Mosin and get the kill. So I have an idea in this section here what constitutes a 40 meter shot. So all I needed is a cooperation of a couple of scavs, but there isn't any, so I'm actually going to think about leaving at this point. Now I've come to the power station. There was no scavs at the power station, so now I'm heading for the Emicon exit. So again, I got my MP5 out in case I run into a player, because I'm not that handy with a bolt action Mosin against PMCs. And the direction I'm heading is towards the ramp that leads up to the back of Ollie. So there's often scavs there, so that's what I'm going to head over and see if I can pop a scav in that area. So it'll take a bit. I can advance this a little bit to help out. Okay, so this is kind of where I'm going to stop for a second, and the one reason I'm leaving is I have a rechargeable battery that I needed for completing a task. So I wanted to get out, but I'm having a look at how far these trucks are down here. So again, if a scav comes walking out of the bushes and they're near that truck, I know that that's a plus 40 meter kill. So I want to get out with this rechargeable battery, so I'm kind of hustling to get out of here. Still don't see any scavs, but I got the MP5 equipped in case I run into a PMC. And I'm hearing some grenades and stuff, so I'm getting a little nervous. I better leave. But just as I'm leaving, I see a SCAV. And that is well over 40 meters, so I start shooting at him, and he stops and very nicely comes back and stands there. Takes me 4 shots to put him down. But there, that's when I left, I looked, and that was like a 130-meter shot. So that counts as towards Tarkov Shooter Part 1, which is just killing. Now there was another SCAV. I was kind of hoping he would pop his head up so I could take a shot at him, but I don't see him. And I'm getting nervous about those grenades, which I think are down a power station, so I've decided I'm good in a second here that I'm going to get the hell out with my rechargeable battery so I can finish off that task. So there, it was 103. I said it was 130. It was like a 100-meter kill of that guy on the ramp, so you can kind of tell a distance that big, but it's around 40 meters that I struggle. Anyways, let's go in here to the second part. I spawned in at the power station. Of course, there won't be any scavs there when you spawn in then, so I'm going to go back again to under idea and see if I can find any scavs there. So here, just to slow my play down a little bit to give other PMCs a chance to either kill scavs or PMCs. This was sort of a night raid, so it was very dark, so I've lightened it up, and that's why you get a little bit of a blurring and stuff, and sort of a yellowish tinge when I open up my stash. So it's just to make it easier for you to see, because it can be quite dark in the parking garage. So here I'm just hitting a few of the common ones. Now this guy is not 40, but I just try to get a kill because just to practice. He's making pretty good damage to me. And I'm showing that I suck with a Mosin or bolt action. But luckily he crouches down behind one of these parking barricades and just leaves his head exposed. So I go, there he is there. There's his head. Poop. Goodbye. So sad. Now I can hear another scav. And I can hear he's coming this way, so switch to the MP5 for protection, because I didn't want to get another bolty battle with somebody when I know I'm shit with a bolty, and especially at that range, that's when the scavs pop me with the shotguns half the time. Anyways, this is just healing. Let's move it ahead. Okay. Having a drink. Yeah, I got 2 lasers on. I picked up one out of a box, and just to save space, I clunked it onto the MP5. Doesn't really help at all, but I'm just doing it for fun. So this is the guy that I was shooting at. I eventually kill him. So then you remember the first part of the video, this is the truck where I kind of sat down and mapped out. That bus was over 50 meters. This is new, this gun box never spawned here before. But anyways, just gonna grab a couple things. But I did hear something, so I'm looking over there. And then I spot a guy out there. So going prone helps you, and I need the leg shots. I've got the headshots, so I'm just going to shoot low at this guy here. There's nice of him to stand there. And I'm just going to shoot low on him. And there I go. There's the leg shots to complete task 2. I've already got the headshots. Although I got probably got the headshot there on that kill. The one nice thing about the leg shots is you can get them all against one SCAV. So if you hit him once in the leg, and then twice in the leg, and then 3 times in the leg, and if he's still alive, then you go for the head to get that. But that is the conclusion of those 2 tasks with for Jaeger. Tarkov Shooter Part 1, which is 5 kills over 40 meters with a bolt. And then Tarkov Shooter Part 2, which is, I think, 3 leg shots and 3 kills from the headshots. But anyways, I had a quick... I got another one showing up. So just to practice my shit shooting with the Mosin, I am going to engage him with the Mosin. I actually don't have part 1 done. I forgot about that, I got part 2 done before I got part 1, and I was thinking I could shoot this guy down here to complete part 1, but he's disappeared on me. So he doesn't come back, so I'm going to head down to the power station and see if I can get a kill from over 40 meters. Now I know if I shoot from this truck here to any place, you can kind of see a guy in a distance there, and I'm going to take a pot shot at him. And he went prone for some reason. Then he got back up. So I could have used the rangefinder, but I know that this shot that I'm making is over 40, the guard station, because I've ranged it out previously. So I'm going to move in a bit more because that's a fairly long shot. And go prone to improve my chance of hitting him. Now you're standing here right in the open, and that's a good way to get shot by somebody coming up behind you. But there's a guy walking out onto the road in a second there to help me out with my kill. But I know from this bush to the power station is over 40, so I'm in pretty good shape. But he did disappear over there. But this is a good place to try to get bolty kills on this map. And there he goes out onto the road. He's definitely over 40 meters. And I get part 1 completed by killing him over 40 meters with the bolt action. So those 2 tasks are done. Okay. Oops.